Bill Russell is a man of eloquent opinions, and you can hear a lot of them when he's covering NBA basketball on ABC on Sunday afternoons. And before that, he is sort of believed to have invented modern pro basketball. He sort of changed the game completely. It's never been quite the same. And as a player, he managed to dominate even the indomitable, the unbelievable Wilt Chamberlain. And he's been on this show before. Those are some of the most interesting things about him. Will you welcome, please, Mr. William or Bill Russell. I usually stand when a guest comes out, but I saw us both together on the monitor one time, and when I stand, when you come out, it doesn't seem to register whether I am or not. But enough of that. I'm no use sick of being a big, tall freak.
No, I rather like it.
Yeah, I guess you would.
Being a big, tall freak.
Yeah.
And I'm going to beat you up as soon as the show's over.
I'm surprised you're waiting that long. That's wonderful control on your part. But then you have wonderful.
I can't do it in front of witnesses.
No, but you're known for your control anyway.
So I want to ask you something. You're reading those cards.
Yeah.
And Nancy's been here 4 times.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if he likes the show.
You're really getting showbiz. You think Nancy is an adjective? I mean, is that what? Well, never mind.
Yeah, let's drop that.
Hey, you do a show.
Yes.
So I noticed you came right out here and started questioning me.
Well, I can't help it. It's a nasty habit I'm trying to get into.
Yeah.
No, I have this little show that we do out in California.
It's not seen here?
No, we don't want it to get polluted, so we're not bringing it to
You mean?
No, it's going to be seen here in February.
Oh, well, that's good. I want to ask you some things about that, but before I do, they say that Wilt Chamberlain is now playing your style of sort of Bill Russell style basketball. What is that? What does this mean? That's intriguing, but I haven't the slightest idea. Did he imitate you? Does he steal your
Well, first you
style?
have to say as well as he can.
Yeah, well.
No, what they're talking about is the Lakers are playing the same style of ball that we played about 10, 15 years ago.
They just caught up.
Well, you know, some people are slow learners.
Yeah. So,
But actually, there are 2 Celtics, Bill Sharman and Casey Jones, are coaching the Lakers now.
yeah.
And so naturally some of the influence would be there.
Oh, that's what it is then. I just wondered, but I have heard that, haven't I?
Yes, you've heard
He's
that.
not a copy.
I've spread the rumor myself.
Yes, okay. So how did you get, you had Governor Wallace on your show, I heard?
Yes.
Is he your man for 72, or how did you happen?
Well, you see, that shows you how much of a choice we have.
What?
Well, I mean, you know, you look at all this noise I'm making, and you add up to about 1.5 candidates. But
by the time you squeeze them all together.
Yeah.
But what did you talk to him about? I'd like to have seen that.
Well, we talked about him because
Yeah.
I think that most people know his politics,
Yeah.
and he knew mine, I knew his, so there wasn't any point in discussing that.
So did you talk about his
We
life,
talked about his boxing
real-
career when he was a truck driver, and
Yeah.
asked him. I said, "Tell me what your favorite joke is." And he said, "Some people think I'm a joke."
Pretty good.
He's pretty quick on that.
Oh yeah, I haven't met him, but I've seen him. He's very good on interviews and things. What were you friendly? I mean, was there any undercurrent of hostility or?
No. He says, I says, you know, why would you come on a show with me? Mm-hmm. He says, well, listen, Bill, I've been a fan of Celtics for years. I didn't even know we played in Alabama, but you know, he's a very astute politician, regional but astute. You know, I did something that you couldn't do though.
Well, there's several things you could do.
Well, you know, I had Lester Maddox on the show, and he didn't walk off.
Is he the one who walked off? Yes, that's right. He did one time.
I was watching too.
That's right. He walked off a scant 88 minutes into the show, knowing the value of television time. I'd love to have him come back. He was. Is he ever? Someone just fainted over there. No, because that was fun. It was sort of interesting, and I think he had a good time, and there was a certain amount of tension, and Nobody
you
got
love that,
hurt.
right?
and-
Right.
What'd you talk to him about? How is he? Did my name come up?
No, he thinks you're one of those heathens, so he doesn't talk about you anymore.
Heathens.
Yes.
Oh,
He
did
went
he say
he
that?
said, no, he didn't say that, but he
Oh.
thought that.
Oh,
I'll
you can
read
tell
minds
him.
now, right? He didn't think you were very nice to him. He says they don't treat him fair.
Really?
That's right. People
But-
on them New Yorkers.
All New Yorkers.
I said, I'm not from New York.
He says all. He doesn't like any New Yorkers.
I don't know, he might.
And he
maybe
accused
a
me
couple.
of generalizing about a whole state, which I hadn't done.
Yeah, he was right. You were just talking about the people of Georgia, something terrible.
First, I get it. No, I'm getting it from you.
No, you were nice to him, as you could be.
The thing about it was that he kept winking at me. No,
Maybe he hadn't contacts lenses or
no,
something.
I think he was having a good time, really, actually, all through the thing, and he kept winking at me with his up-camera eye.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So you know what we did? We had a part of thing we do is ask everybody. We have to give them a word association test.
I've heard of this. Do you want to
Yes.
play it with me?
Yes,
I hate things like that. Do I have to
What?
do it?
unless you
'Cause
can
they-
beat me up, you have to.
Well, let's let the audience decide whether I can beat you. We'll just do it. We'll do it after this message, if you want me to. We will return, one of us, after this message. All right, I'm going to submit to this humiliating experiment now that's going to reveal all the most awful things about me, I expect.
No, it's just what we do. We give you a word and you give a reaction like that. If you can do
Is
that.
it like psychiatrists give you, where
Yes, only you have to sit up for this.
you got to say the first thing that comes into your mind?
Right.
That's
Okay.
very dangerous.
All right. We'll start. You ready? Mm-hmm. Clifford Irving.
Fraud.
Got to bleep that.
Possible fraud, of course. I mean, that's the word that's been used.
Too
Is
late.
Fraud question mark.
Okay. Henry Kissinger.
Okay.
Virgin.
Lady.
Rather chauvinistic, but that's okay. Pot.
I'm sorry?
Pot.
Kettle.
From Nebraska,
Oh, I see. No, are you ready?
That's
You
okay.
ready? 'Cause
It's
I'm
all
scared.
right.
I'm ready.
Agnew.
Nixon.
So you passed. I think.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, I wanna
And then
go on.
see what we do is after we give you those, then
Now
we
you
come
analyze my answers.
No, we don't analyze them. We don't care if you're crazy or not.
What do I get out of
No,
this?
see what we do is then we'll take maybe 5 or 6 people, and we'll give them, and then we'll ask them all the same questions, and then we show them.
Oh, I see.
Like we showed.
They don't hear each other, though. And
No,
then
they
you
don't.
see
You
all
don't
the
know
answers.
what. Right.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like we did with. We gave Teddy Kennedy and George Wallace the same. Question.
Same list of
Same
names.
list, and the answers were we said Justice Douglas,
Yeah.
and Teddy Kennedy said an old friend, and a brilliant Supreme Court justice.
That's not one word, though.
No,
he allowed
that's
a
what
long
he.
answer?
Yeah, if you want to, and he's a senator, he can talk as long as he wants to, and so there was asked Governor Wallace the same question. He said, it just right after he says the man ought to be off the Supreme Court, and the answers were really fascinating.
They
Sometimes-
played differently, though. You didn't allow me sentences.
Well, I didn't know if you can handle that. All that long.
What do you make of any of my answers? I don't even remember them. You
Well,
laughed when
there
I-
was
you
one
said-
that was outstanding when I said pot, and you said kettle.
Yeah.
Now, that was a real winner, Dick.
Doesn't that make any sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense if you're from Nebraska on another farm.
I was thinking of a kettle full of marijuana. That's what.
Oh, too late, too late.
No, it's funny. You say Nebraska and marijuana as if those things were the two
Yeah, because
farthest
it grows
apart things in the world.
It grows wild in Iowa and Nebraska. Marijuana does.
Absolutely wild. I mean, it grows by the fieldful.
Yeah.
It used to, and I think they've taken to cutting.
Well, you know how
people
they
were coming
found
up
out
and
it-
stealing it
Yeah,
from Mexico and things, and then and also from other states. But I remember as a kid, I used to see fields of marijuana. Nobody knew what it was for.
Except all the animals were walking around smiling.
Can you imagine a field if Nebraska caught fire, it would turn on all of Kansas. If there wasn't shifted to another. But I don't know. I don't know if that marijuana is the real.
It's not high
I think
grade
it has
stuff.
to. The stuff that is actually potent has to come from a much hotter climate, I think, than that. What,
Well, I guess the potent stuff has to be imported, just like, you know. Like,
would eating it affect an animal? Try it.
I don't
I
know.
wonder. That is an interesting. I wonder if any experiments have been done on.
Well, some people
animals
put in
and
cookies, you know.
Gertrude Stein and others.
Yes,
Yeah. What do you think of All in the Family?
I watch it every when I'm not out playing.
You can never really find anybody who's offended by it, and yet there's all this current of people who are supposedly, ignore the fact that I dropped my pen, that are supposedly offended by it.
Well, I'm not personally offended, but I enjoy it, and what's good about the show, I think, more than anything, is that it deals with a multitude of issues in a very open way. You know, because we had Carol O'Connor and Norman Lear, and we dealt with 3 of the shows. Impotency, you would know anything about that.
No, of course, I missed the show.
And we dealt with death.
Yeah.
And the menopause.
Well, just lighthearted things.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's the kind of things they deal with in a very funny way.
Yeah, those were 3 of their subjects.
Right. And so they deal with just all kinds of different areas.
Yeah.
And everyone says that, you know, that Archie's just a bigot. Well, he's more than just a bigot. He's a dumb one.
A dumb one?
Yeah. You know, but the thing is that really the show deals with so many issues that it makes it very interesting and enlightening.
It's also quite funny, I mean, which sometimes gets lost in the
very
shuffle.
Funny. Very funny.
If they did a show about an intelligent bigot, I mean, if Archie were a physicist or, or somebody like that and also a bigot, then it would be a whole different cup of tea. Why is a dumb person a humorist when he's bigoted? He's not. Archie isn't stupid. In fact,
No.
he's quite cunning. But you know what I mean. It isn't as if he were I don't know, a man who worked for the Rand Corporation.
Well, everyone can identify him as, I got an uncle just like that. I got a cousin just like that.
Yeah.
But not me. You know, and then everyone that says I got an uncle like that, the uncle doesn't think that he's like that.
No, he's saying I have an uncle.
Yeah, he's saying I got a cousin, I got a nephew just like that. You know.
That's right. You don't hear anybody say who Archie is me. That's interesting.
No. They can identify him, though. They know him. He lives around the corner across the street.
Were you humiliated by the Amos and Andy show when you were a kid?
No. In fact, I thought the parts of it were rather funny.
You're supposed to be humiliated by it.
Well, I wasn't. Sorry.
Can't shove you into any mold.
No, it's just I haven't. I just think some things are funny. I don't say. But I like to think that maybe I'm an exception because I'm, as you can see, very sure of myself. And being sure of myself and knowing who I am, that kind of thing is, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah. I've yet to meet anybody who, a black person who actually said they found that show so offensive and humiliating, and I don't know where all of the supposedly probably white liberals were the ones who thought it was so horrible.
No, I met some black folks that thought it was offensive, and some of the things were.
Yeah.
You reach in humor. It's a fine line between a groove and a rut, and you have to be very careful to get in the groove.
Yeah.
Because you get in a rut, then you offend people.